Hi, welcome back to the next installment, the next video snippet from Deadly Affirmations. Today we're going to read the first part of chapter 16. So, if you're ready. Well, first an important commercial announcement. I will post a link in the comments underneath this post so that you can go immediately, if not sooner, to Amazon.com and purchase an ebook copy or a paperback copy of this lovely book. Remember, Patience Murphy isn't killing all these jerks just for some wild thrill ride. She's doing it for you. You know that you would help her if you could. And didn't get caught. Anyway, here we go. If I can do this without my kitten interrupting. He might. Anyway, here we go. This is chapter 16. It's called Focus. Patience rummaged through her clothes, pulling out and then tossing back 4 or 5 potential outfits. She felt sassy today. Well, to be fair, on the days that she didn't feel especially sassy, she vacillated between feeling cheeky, saucy, brash, or just audacious, and wanted an outfit that screamed in an understated way, "I'm dynamic, bitches, deal with it." So she finally settled on a thigh-split faux suede navy midi skirt, a slouchy lavender sweater, black Doc Martens wingtip pumps, and a black wool Letterman's jacket with black leather sleeves, a purple chenille P on the right chest, and a purple and white chenille back patch with a tail that said Patience on the back. Yeah. She gobbled down a banana and a little container of Greek yogurt for breakfast. She and Julie had decided to do lunch today. Scooped the kitty litter, fed Brax, and went back into the bedroom to read her daily guide and affirmation. First, the book. If you really intend to change your life, you must change the focus of your life. If you don't control your mind, it will control you. If you concentrate on the negative, you will only experience the worst possibilities. Unfocused thought is like the waves on the ocean, one minute uplifting and the next falling into the depths. It is up to you to chart a path across that sea. And then the card. 54. My outlook is positive because I fill my mind with wholesome and healthy thoughts. Detective Williams worked on the 7 files of the 7 murders until about 11 o'clock when the phone rang. It was the dispatcher. Another death? A murder? Who's the IRO? Oh, me. Okay, over on Meridian Avenue, 707. What do we know so far? A couple of dozen nails in a nice suburban lady's head. Terrific. I'm on my way. The IRO is the initial responding officer. The IRO's job is to maintain the integrity of and control the traffic around a crime scene. The IRO documents his observations and waits for the CSI, Crime Scene Investigation Unit, to arrive. In River City, CSI was Quincy and Allen, the forensics guys. The 3 men would first do a walkthrough, making notes on any physical evidence. Then they would make a plan for processing the scene. Then the forensics guys would do a second walkthrough, taking video and still pictures and making drawings. Then Quincy and Allen would bag and tag everything that could even remotely be considered evidence before taking it all to the lab. And once the results were in, they would be given to the lead detective on the case, since River City was a little town. And Williams was the city's only detective. He was always the lead detective. In the past, that hadn't been a problem. Williams went out to his car and drove over to the crime scene. Quincy and Allen were on their way, and when Williams arrived, the only police presence was the beat cop, busily interviewing a distraught woman who was sitting on the front steps of the little ranch house. 2 minutes after Williams arrived and had walked over to the crying woman on the stoop, the forensics guys arrived. After completing their preliminary work, they called Williams to come into the kitchen to see the victim and the crime scene. A perimeter, in this case the back door and the back porch, had been roped off with barricade tape. Detective Williams carefully raised a strand of tape and ducked under, straightening up as he entered the kitchen. He didn't see any aluminum or lycopodium powder. The forensics guys were waiting to walk through the scene with him before they began that part of the evidence gathering. The forensics guys were busily giving the kitchen the once-over, searching for any evidence. They dusted all of the horizontal and vertical surfaces and found lots of fingerprints. The water was running in the sink, and after the guys had dusted the handles and faucets, they turned it off. There was blood splatter, but not as much as Williams had seen in other murders. The two men worked efficiently, marking down their initials as the persons collecting the evidence, the date the evidence was collected, the case number, RC-816, the type of crime, M for murder, the name of the victim, Dolores Umbridge, the name of the suspect, TBD, and a brief description of the evidence. In this case, fingerprint and blood splatter were almost the only descriptions that were given. By the time that the forensic guys left, Williams needed dinner. He had missed lunch and a number of drinks. Just about the time that Detective Williams got to Dolores Umbridge's house, Patience and Julie left Thorough Solutions for lunch at a little coffee shop / salad place 3 or 4 blocks from work. When they got to the royal blue front door, Patience took the handle, intending to hold the door for her friend, but just as Julie was about to enter the restaurant, a large woman, wearing a brightly patterned caftan, pushed out of the shop, shoved her way between Patience and Julie, carrying a 4-cup holder filled with extra grande something or others, and loudly repeating, "Coming through, coming through." Julie said, "What a jerk." Patience added, "Yeah, I've run into her. Well, actually, she's run into me 3 or 4 times in the last few days. I'm getting tired of her." Patience and Julie got into line. Julie handed Patience a menu as they waited to be seated. In front of them, a young woman, well, maybe in her late 20s, wearing a Sennheiser on-ear headset, was texting on a dual-screen tablet. Patience snooped and figured that the woman was running Splashtop on a ridiculously expensive Android platform with one Snapchat and one Instagram screen showing. She was dressed in expensive streetwear, golden yellow Lululemon leggings, the purple straps of a Vicky's Secret bra showing at the collar of a light blue crop top with big, bold capital letters spelling urban across the shoulders, with a lady pink throwy tramp stamp at the small of her back. She had accessorized with a pair of Nike Zoom Kobe 4s, a large Michael Kors tote in bright white leather and shining gold hardware, a gold metallic choker with lots of crystals on it layered under a couple of gold-toned and a couple more silver-toned chains, some that hugged her neck and others that hung down in various lengths, disappearing under the collar of her shirt, and a black Machino quilted leather baseball cap with a rainbow of colors making up the label across the front of the cap that she wore backwards. As Patience was attempting to take all of this fashion in, the young woman exclaimed, "Word, girl, I'm G'd up from the feet up!" Patience thought that the woman had noticed her checking out her outfit and pulled away ready to apologize when she realized that the woman was talking to someone on the Bluetooth headset that was hung on her left ear. "I'm starving AF, bae, #hangry-boots," the woman proclaimed, and then half sang and half chanted, "I still go to Taco Bell, drive through, raw as hell." And then she laughed, a gigantic horse laugh, much bigger than the petite woman it came out of. "God, that's annoying," Julie whispered to Patience. Whenever I hear someone talking to themselves like that, I think they are insane, but most of the time it's just some jerk on a Bluetooth. It's so aggravating. I'd like to punch them in the throat. Patience looked at Julie, more than a little startled and shocked to hear such vehemence from someone she had always considered more than a little mousy, and thought, "I'll be doing this one for you, Julie. This one's for you."